Right, as you can see, I'm busy sanding this. It's going very well so far. So I'm still sanding it, removing all the rust, as you can see. So this is the original part. It's not a second hand or aftermarket. This came with the car. So this was put in the car from 2011. So it's a very old part, but it's still holding well, very well. So I would rather fix this than to buy one from eBay. They don't last long. So what I'm doing here is I'm using these wire brushes with a drill. So just scraping everything. So far it's going very, very well. Now I bought these. This is a primer. I'm gonna put this and then paint it with that. Now there is something called LanoGuard. It is used, it's kind of transparent. It is used to stop rust. I will see if I can put that after these have dried, okay? Because that thing doesn't last very long. About 6 to 12 months, you need to put another layer on top. So if I put this primer to stop the rust, because it says here on the description that it stops the rust, we will see. And then this one as well to completely seal so that it the rust doesn't spread. If I put these two, let them dry, and then spray that LanoGuard on top to seal the whole thing, I think it will be better that way than just to put LanoGuard and leave it like that. So we'll see, but so far so good. Right, here are the arms. These are the original arms. As you can see, they still have the barcodes on them, so they've never been changed. The bushes are okay, they're not ripped. The ball joints are okay, they're not clunking. So the only thing I need to do here is sand them, then paint them, put them back in. Okay, so the subframe, I've cleaned it. I'm just waiting for it to dry because, as you can see out there, it started raining. And I'm making a mess in the conservatory in here because I'm going in and out because I'm fixing this car. So this is how it is. So I'm gonna start sanding them like I did with the subframe. Prime it, then paint it, let them dry, then use LanoGuard on top of that paint to protect even further. So I could go get new ones, but the new ones, they'll come with cheap material. This is very good material, even though it's rusty, but it's good material, is still holding on. So it just needs cleaning and then putting them back on. If I was doing the car for quick sale, I would just get new ones, put in there. They cost like how much? 20-30 pounds. Put them in there, and then in 1 year, 2 years, they're rusty, they're falling apart because they're not made with good material. Most of them, they make the stuff, the second hands, not the second hands, but the aftermarket. They make them mainly in China. And the Chinese, they rush things, they cut costs, and by cutting costs, they end up using cheap material. These came with the car. The car is a 2011 car, so they were manufactured before 2011, and here they're still here. They're still okay. So they just need cleaning, rusting. You see, the thing with cars is they just need maintenance. If you maintain, no problem. If you don't maintain, you end up having rust like this. So I'm gonna do that, clean them, put them back in the car. I'm not throwing them away. Right, as you can see, I've sanded all this and I've primed it. I've primed it twice with I used this one. All right, so it's finished. So I put a lot to make a thick layer that will stop any moist getting to the metal. And then after that, I used this one on top of this one. So this one was a little bit pinkish, like so. If you can see, this one is kind of orangish, sort of. Just to show you the colors, they're not really, they're very close, but they're not the same. So so I used 2 different types, and then these as well here, I've painted them. These as well, I've primed them. This one, the calipers, they need a different type of primer and paint because of the temperature, very hot temperature. So I cannot just use these, but on these it's okay. It's not that hot on the hub, it's hot on the caliper and the disc. All right, so now I'm going to paint this. It's been like this for 2 days, so it's dry. I'm going to paint it. I'll put maybe about 3 layers. So I'll paint it, dry, and then paint it again, dry, then do 1 last coat. Okay, so the thing with this is because you cannot paint inside there, so most of the time you will have a bit of rust in there as well. So this is why Lano Guard spray will be very good, because you can spray in there in these holes, so that while you're protecting rust here, you are also protecting it in there. The only problem with me and Lano Guard is it doesn't last too long, about 6 months to 12 months. You have to spray again. That's the thing. If it was like paint, you know, these were painted when the car was made, and the paint is still there. Even though it has flaked a little bit with rust, the paint is still there. Lano Guard can last from 2011 to today. It will be all gone. You know, so this is the little bit of issue I have with it. I want something that will stay longer, because like I said, this car, I want to use it for teaching my kids to drive, and also just a run around, because why not? Getting a 60-pound car, it's like getting a car for free. So just look after it, and I think that the road tax on it as well is very, very low. You know, so as you can see, it is very good. Now you may be wondering, oh, why doing it in this cramped space? The problem is when I go outside, see, when I go outside, the sun is out. Once I finish painting, it starts to rain. So I'll just do it in this cramped space. I'll just do it in here. Okay, so this is where we are. Paint it. Tomorrow when it's dry, I'll put it back in the car. So that when I take it for MOT, they can see that all this they've done, because it had a recommendation, that an advisory, that this is rusty, but it's still holding on. Now we've painted it, there will be no advisory like that. Okay, so next time you see this, it will be black in paint. All right, there it is. I've already put it in. As you can see, I painted it black. It's gone in very, very well. I didn't film after painting and doing everything because I was in a rush. The rain hasn't come yet, so I thought, let me just cover this as quickly as possible. It wasn't completely dry, so but I had to put it in before it started raining. See, so it's a this is how we see. Let me just go to the other side and show you. There we are. Look how beautiful it is. Nice. So like I said, it wasn't completely dry, but it will dry in there because I'm still waiting for the struts as well to come. So that's the way it is. And I've put back the exhaust as well. If you look over there, new nuts. I put 3 new nuts here. See? There you go. So that's the way it is. I hope everything will be all right. It's gone in very well. And that bracket that holds the engine mount to the subframe, I've put it in tight. Now these, I don't want to leave them this color. Like I told you, the tie rod in there is very good. Look, this doesn't move so easily. If it's dead, you lift this, it just falls. So it's okay. Okie dokie. So now I'm gonna put the arms. I've painted them. I'm gonna just get them here, put them in while we're waiting for the struts. I'm picking them up tomorrow. I'm going to have to paint them if they're not very nice. So now is the arms, this side and that side. Here the arms, as you can see, they were sanded to the best as I could. You know, it's not perfect, it's not going to be. So there we go. And these as well are not very dry, so but I have to put them in today so that I keep on reducing work while it's dry, because the rain will be coming soon. So just go to put them in. Right, the arms are in both sides, this one and the other one on the other side. Now these here, this one here I didn't tighten it too much. Okay, after putting the wheel and putting the car on the ground, okay, this will spin to the right angle. Then that's when I will tighten it. At the moment, if it's like this, you tighten it once you put the wheel and it's tight here, because when you put the wheel and you put the car down, this arm is going to start going up. It's going to become very tight there. Okay, and that's how you damage these bushes. So the best thing to do is don't tighten it, leave it loose, put the wheel in, let the car sit the right level, then you tighten it. In that way, it's tight when the wheel is level. So as the wheel go up and down, it tensions that way, it comes back to rest. It tensions this way, it comes back to rest. Whereas if you tighten it right now, once you put the wheel, it tightens. It will always be tightened like this. Every time you hit a bump, that way it tensions even harder and it rips. Okay, so you leave this one untight, put the wheel, it sits, you tighten it, then okay, hope I'm explaining it properly. If you don't know, right, as you can see here, I've sanded, cleaned and painted all the parts, the hubs, the calipers, the brackets, and the struts. Now with these struts are the ones that were in the car. So because I was going to buy second-hand ones, I thought the springs, because they snapped, probably I'm buying second-hand ones which the springs are on their last leg, they're going to snap as well. So I decided to buy new springs. These are new springs. Compress them and then put them in the struts. So I'm very, very happy with the results, because now I have peace of mind that the springs won't snap anytime soon, because they are new springs. Okay, the legs are okay, the shocks are okay, they were not misting or anything like that. So I'm going to start putting everything into the car, and then we look to the rear suspension. Here as well, I got this cable. Remember the other one snapped when I was trying to remove the sensor there. So, and if you are doing this, my advice will be disconnect this plug instead of trying to remove the sensor there. Just leave the sensor and disconnect this, because these, they seize and they glue themselves in there. So you're trying to remove it at the back there, it breaks. Okay, it breaks. So I had to drill the old one and put this one. This is not cheap actually, £20 just this cable. So my biggest advice here is, when you are removing this, just unplug this cable, unplug it, and let the hub come with the sensor in it, to avoid the same mistake that I did. Because that one there, it came out with the sensor on it because I just unplugged the cable. So that's how it is. I'm going to put everything back in. These as well, I've done them, I serviced them. These so that they slide, the slides for the calipers. So as you can see, they're flexible now. So I've put more grease in there and get them to slide much easier. The other thing is here, these I painted them with a low temperature paint because they don't get hot, but these, because they get hot, I used a paint that is for calipers for high temperature. Okay, but the here and the struts, they don't get hot, and the hub, they don't get hot. Only these, and these get very hot. So everything is going into the car now. Right, as you can see here, all the parts have been put back into the car. The arm, the frame itself, subframe, the calipers, the struts, everything has gone in. Okay, so we moved the car here because it was taking space on the other side, so it's a very cramped space here. So, but everything here is done, and the bleeding will be done when the rear suspension has been done as well. Okay, so this is it with the front suspension, everything sorted here. Okay, so next time we'll be looking at the rear suspension.